How's it going, everybody? John here from the esports department, back with another little two-game LPL slate here tonight. Obviously not exactly the most exciting slates, but this one has one very interesting matchup and one very not interesting matchup. So let's take a look at them. LGD plus 135, 3-1 on the season. IG minus 190, also 3-1 on the season. This is a super interesting matchup. IG definitely has the edge in mid. Rookie definitely the better mid player. Excuse me. I think Long G is the better top player at the moment, given how the Shy has been playing. I know it's devastating to even say that, but I think probably LGD has the edge top. In the jungle should be Peanut. In the bottom lane, I would go with Kramer. Honestly, I think Mark is maybe slightly outclassed, but it feels to me like LGD has a slight edge in this matchup. I think they're a very live underdog here. And we're going to go over them a bit more in a minute because this other matchup is not very exciting. In the other matchup, DMO plus 850, 0-4 on the season against JDG minus 4,000, 1-2 on the season. Just not a lot to talk about here. JDG's better at every position. They have better teamwork. They have better coaching. They have better drafting. There's just no reason why they should lose here. If they happen to lose, I mean, DMO probably takes down a slate with a heavy stack if JDG happens to lose, but I just don't see it going that way. Obviously, negative 4,000 is pretty crazy, but it's pretty unlikely the DMO pulls out a win here. Let's just say that. JDG has faltered a little bit this season, but not badly enough that I would expect them to lose to DMO. Going down let me do comparisons first because I have another thing I wanted to talk about in a second. If you pair LGD with DMO, it's all LGD. If you pair LGD with JDG, it's all LGD. So if you're playing LGD in your lineups, it's LGD heavy. When paired with DMO, it's the top lane of DMO that performs the best. So if you're going to play heavy stacks of LGD with DMO, you can get the DMO top laner in there as your best value. If you're playing LGD with JDG, once again, it's still the top lane. Zoom would be the go-to for JDG to fit in with your LGD stacks. If you play IG and DMO, it's actually DMO favored in the top lane, so you can actually you can take Chalitzi and give him a shot up there. It's actually pretty close at every position. You can see 0.8, 0.5, 0.6, only 1.5 in the jungle for Ning, but IG still over favored. And if you go to IG JDG, it's IG everywhere except for the jungle. So you want to get yourself some exposure to Kanabi. Possibly, I think a Kanabi slate is usually a spot where I don't mind playing a few jungle captains in the big GPPs. I think that's a way you could get a little tricky today, trying to play some JDG, IG with the jungle captains if that's possible. But this is the last thing I want to talk about. So looking at LGD and IG, LGD's 3 wins over E-Star, Victory 5, and DMO. A couple kind of middle-of-the-table teams, and then a bottom feeder in DMO. And then IG's 3 wins, EDG, Sunning, and Rogue Warriors. Very similar story. 2 kind of middle-of-the-table teams in Sunning and EDG, a kind of bottom feeder in Rogue Warriors. Their losses, LGD lost to Top Esports. IG lost to WE, who has looked very, very good this season. I give WE a lot of credit when it comes to talking about them. And when you look at the records of the people that they've beaten, LGD's opponents are 6-8, IG's opponents are 5-8. So very, very similar schedules they've had so far. Super intriguing matchup. You can kind of see right here that whichever side of that game you're on is the side that you want to be heavier on for the most part. They outproject the other game in every spot. So this is going to be a real popcorn game for me. It's going to be sit back and watch the fire, see how it goes down. Something tells me LGD is going to get a win here, but IG has definitely picked it up over the course of the season. They've looked better and better as the weeks have gone on. We could see IG come out and cement themselves at the top of the standings here. Having your only loss be to Top Esports is really not the worst thing in the world for if you're LGD here. And I don't think that WE loss is anything to be too worried about either. I think WE has played super well, and this metagame for WE is especially good because I feel like Zhumeng's Aphelios is so good that it can just carry them in some matchups, and as long as Aphelios is staying main meta, I really like WE as well. So I just wanted to highlight exactly how even this matchup looks for me. Very, very even between LGD and IG. One team on the uptrend in LGD, one team that was on the downtrend in IG that started to kind of stabilize a little bit. As far as ownership goes for this slate, I can guarantee you that JDG is going to be the highest owned team. And I can guarantee you that DMO is going to be the lowest owned team. And the real question is which way these two play out. I wouldn't be that surprised to see LGD higher owned than IG in this slate. In fact, I think it's actually going to be my guess. This happened with IG before, where they were the lower owned of the two. But this is really close. I would expect to see these two's ownership be very, very similar. Maybe slight edge to IG, maybe slight edge to LGD. It's pretty obvious that JDG and DMO are going to be the top and bottom, respectively. As far as cash games, I would just play the favorites, JDG and IG. You can play LGD if you have the kind of lean that you think LGD is going to win. I kind of have that lean. I'm still not 100% sure whether I'm going to try LGD in cash games tonight or not. They do give you some extra upside building because of their prices. As far as big field GPPs, today I don't even know that I would go down to DMO. You can go down. You can play a couple DMOs if you want, see how it goes. The other thing you can do is play lower captain lineups. So let me take a look real quick. When you try to pair JDG with IG, what do you come out with? You get jungle captains. Unfortunately, that's kind of like the thing that I wish we could be going down to. Like, I wish that mid and AD carry captains were a possibility so that we could go down to a jungle captain. It kind of sucks that is the main, because I'm not sure that top captains is really worth your time. I definitely wouldn't play support captains. If you're going to drop down, I think I would play top captains. With the Shy and Zoom, those are some guys that can have pop-off performances, so I think that's a way to go. That's probably about the best you can do for these two teams in GPP, is try to drop down and play some top captains. It's like really all you've got going for you. It's really unlikely that that's going to end up being the correct thing to do, but as far as ways to try to differentiate yourself from the field, I don't feel like there's going to be a lot of JDG, IG lineups that are going to be different from the field. So for cash games, that looks like it's going to be the best lineup right there. You got Kanavi captain with 4 IG, fits just into the salary cap, so I imagine you can't even add an extra. Yeah, you can't even get the 100 off. If you switch to Ning captain, always like playing around with it just a little bit. If you switch to Ning captain with Kanavi, it gives you enough that you could go 3 JDG if you wanted. The projections are telling you that that's not going to be of benefit. IG was projecting higher anyway. So, yeah, I think the best thing you can do, if you wanted, you could swap Ning and Kanavi. Since you are playing 4 IG and you want that correlation, they do look like they're going to be the higher scoring matchup, even though Kanavi is by far a higher scoring player. You could jump Ning up there. He's had some very good games this season. It's possible Ning has a bit of a better series than the projections are showing for him. So you could play 4 IG with Ning captain, and I wouldn't have any problems with you there. GPPs, I assume if you play LGD with JDG, you can get 80 carry captain. Yep, 4 LGD with 80 carry captain, no problem. And clearly you're going to be able to with DMO as well. So it's wide open in GPPs. You can play any kind of captain you like. With DMO and LGD, if you wanted to play DMO, which already you don't want to, but if you already happen to be playing DMO and the field is extremely big, you could try jungle captains. Peanut and Xiaopeng are both pretty good scorers. You could maybe try running a jungle captain DMO LGD lineup. If you went DMO and Invictus, I think you'd probably want to stick with 80 carries, or you could try the jungle as well. So, I mean, we're looking at another 2-game slate here. Not super exciting. I'm pretty excited to break down the 4-game slate that has the next forceful blow on it. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. But for the moment, that's what I got for this one, guys. I think the cash lineup is the way to go. Just playing the Kanavi captain or switching with Ning, depending on how you feel about it. So that seems like the right thing to me, and hit me up on Twitter, Discord, anything like that if you have any more questions, guys. I will talk to you later.